Sorry about that, fellers. Yo, check the. I think you guys might be pleased. Have a treat. Have a treat for my seconds. Dude, there we go. I got one of my banjos out. It's actually the first one I bought. It's an open back banjo, an Epiphone. Because this one was actually strung already. For some reason, my Washburn banjo, for some fucking reason, it's missing the lowest or the highest string. I have no idea why. And I just changed the sons of bitches not all that long ago. Kind of pissed off, to be honest with you, that I have to order another set. Hang on 1 second. There we go. There we go. All my damned overlays and shit are all scattered. Fuck. Yeah, I'm kind of running late, I guess. I uh I spent like an hour today. My fucking fingertips are raw as a motherfucker, man. I haven't played banjo, I think since I broke my hand. Like I played it for a week after my hand healed, uh specifically so that I could tell if I could fucking play the banjo anymore. I was worried. You know what I'm saying? Like I was just worried. And I played it for like a week, because I had to get the hang of it. I wanted to make sure that I could still play everything. I got the hang of it and then I stopped playing. It's been years, probably closer to a decade than 5 years, I think, actually. Pretty sure. Okay. Trying to get the viewer source thing for YouTube and shit. It's not popping up. God damn it, man. Have a good show. Big show today. Absolutely. Gonna be a big show. I got a lot of topics I'm gonna go over, actually. You know, that plus the banjo. Actually, and I did get my Washburn too. I just need to either I have like three or four banjos. So I just need to take one string off of one of my other two banjos. Which I already took it off, but I think I'm just gonna order new strings. These are new, but they're damn near a decade old. But I cleaned up the head. It's pretty dope. You can see how much I've used this motherfucker. But that's where my finger sits right there. Like, look, that's how much I played this motherfucker. It literally took years because the bridge is usually on, but I laid the bridge down. I stopped. I wasn't using it for a year, but from resting my fingers there for every second that I play, literally made it. Turned it clear, got rid of the frosting. Which, if you look at any banjo player, that they have the same thing, and also up here too. I guess from your thumb. I don't know. And yeah, I had to find my goddamn thumb picks. Yeah, this is so heavy. This is like a 50-pound instrument. I shit you not. It has a bell brass tone ring in it, which is basically it's just it's a thick ass ring of brass. It's like that big around, thick and solid. The motherfucker's like that. And it's got a funnel shape on the interior. So basically, the tone ring kind of funnels out, so it amplifies it, and then you have this resonator, which is actually what reflects the sound back out. Because you have an open back banjo, and these are more like traveling, kind of just uh, playing just for a couple people, and they're easy to tote. They don't weigh hardly anything. It's lighter than a guitar. Now this one, however, because they use these in fucking orchestras. You know what I'm saying? Like these things play in big bands and orchestras and shit. So and they're not amplified, obviously. And actually, banjos were legitimately uh an orchestra instrument. Like all big bands had banjos for many years. But and this is an improvised instrument. People would make these. The people that like Earl Scruggs, the guy who invented the style I play, uh, he inherited one that his father made, and the book that he released in the '60s. It teaches you how to make a banjo from scrap, bro. Like teaches you how to laminate the maple and make the structure, teaches you how to make the damn fretboard, everything from scratch, and it uses just basic carpentry stuff like um I want to say, laminate for making the similar to making a skateboard actually. But what's cool about the resonator ones, yeah, that has a wrist guard there. And I made this fucking strap years ago when I first got it. Yeah, I gotta put the bridge back on um tomorrow, which is it's pretty cool. It uses mahogany on top, then I think maple or something down here, but it uses mahogany up top because it's so damned hard. Because there's little notches cut out where each string goes, and that's what holds the damn strings in place and what keeps them in tune. And really the bridge is never supposed to come off, but I didn't want to break it or break the head because I wasn't using it for so damn long. But and the resonator comes off too. It has like four screws, and you can take this whole back. It's basically just like a big wood plate. And this one's actually a Washburn. But what's crazy, they don't make Washburns in America anymore. It's an American company. This shit's Chinese made. You feel me? It's straight up Chinese made, my dudes. And it's a B model, wasn't an A, which you know this was a $500 fucking instrument. You feel me? And to be honest with you, I just don't really care that much. Like, and honestly, it had no blemishes. You could not tell where the B came from, the B designation. Now, years ago, it slid and smacked that marble windowsill, and that shit chipped off, it chipped off some of the lacquer on the fiddlehead up here by one of uh, the string tighteners and right here on the corner. But it is a Washburn. Got all the mother of pearl inlays on the rosewood frets. It's a fucking sweetheart banjo, dude. I'm telling you. It's got the planetary gear uh, tuners. They use a little mini planetary gear in there so that they don't go out of tune. You know, planetary gear keeps it from backing off. And you know what's crazy? It's been almost a decade since I actually like played anything, but I'm not gonna lie, because I've put it down and then picked it up like three times and basically brushed up three or four times over the course of my life. It pretty much comes right back now. The first time after I had taken a year or two off, it took me a good week and I couldn't really remember. I had to go back to the book and consult the book. Or I didn't even look at the book, man, and I pretty much could remember most of the songs. Like if I just did it slow and just let my subconscious take over, I would just start it's the sickest thing, you know what I'm saying? If I think too much, I won't be able to remember it. But if I just let muscle memory take over, all of a sudden I start playing it. It's fucking dope, dude. Like I'm so glad that I just put my fucking nose to the grindstone and got the shit done. I love it. And then I got special picks. Because normally they use tortoiseshell or like plastic picks. Well, them shits are garbage, man. They always fly off your fingers. Uh and they're bulky. They catch on strings all the time. So what I ended up doing was ordering like a really nice set that are kind of expensive, but I've had them for years. The same set. They're called Pro Picks, but what I like about them is that they use a Delrin pick, but with a steel thumb thing. It fucking fits like a glove, man. And actually, I have one more thumb pick too. It's called their Quick Pick. I guess it's for speed picking. It has that same little Delrin thing, but it's just a little nub. Fucking dope though. And then the fingers, these are dope. I love these, man. I've never gone back since I got them. They're supposed to mimic fingernails. See how, but you still get the touch as though you have no as though you're using fingernails, but there's that little crest that basically fits directly under your fingernails. So it's like I have really long fingernails. And most of the other picks besides this company, they use one band and they're so uncomfortable. These guys, I love these, man. They figured it out. They used a small one up front, a bigger one behind it. They're just sick. I've had these for almost a decade too, my dude. It's like $30 in pit. But man, my fucking fingertips are so raw right now. So raw, dude. I feels like I'm pressing down on fucking razor blades, man. Not even joking. But you gotta kind of bite the bullet on that, and your calluses will build up after about a week. I wish I had practiced. That was the first one I ever learned. It's called Cripple Creek. Maybe I should put on a different microphone that doesn't have all these bullshit filters. Actually, yeah, I brushed up on like two songs. I think it was two, but I know several more. It just takes me a second to kind of feel it out. Let's see. Yeah, Cripple Creek is one of my favorite ones. It's basically the first song that all banjo players learn. Like Steve Martin, all of them people learned that same song. And there's another one called Cumberland Gap, which is one of the first ones I learned. And then, like after I learned the easy ones, like I purposely picked like the hardest ones after that. There's one called Shuckin' the Corn. I love that song, but it's so dope, man. Yeah, what's up, Arceus, Bob, Robin, Rydell, Rick James, my dude. And I kind of wanted you to see the frets too.
Things going on. So, Florida has its
Oh shit! I accidentally pressed play. It's kind of a mess. I was fucking around with my moving shit around and stuff earlier. Or, damn it! I'm trying to have it so you can see everything. Fuck. There's an echo. Oh, 1 second. Let me fix that right quick. An echo. Well, I had two mics. Maybe that's one. Hmm. There's something that is it's like they have filters and shit that kind of block out um some noises, like if it's not me talking. Actually, maybe instead of using the mic that I use here, I'll use my laptop mic. Yeah, actually, honestly, I had no intention of playing this anytime soon, but because Rick James said something about it, I was like, yeah, I better just do it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know why. I just felt like I may as well, kind of thing. That's kind of the way I felt about it. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Hopefully, it's still in tune. Oh yeah, yeah. I just felt like wearing a decent shirt. It takes, mind you, I did break my hand since the last time I was really played. This is one of my favorite licks, actually, right here. Anyways. Yeah, this was like the first kind of difficult song. It's called Sally Goodwin. It's actually a fiddle tune. That dude Earl Scruggs was so fucking good at music. He never learned how to read music. Never. Sally Gooden is a fucking old timey fiddle tune. It was for dancing jigs and reels and shit. And the dude listened to somebody play it on the fiddle and just fucking made the whole song used. And like, of course you can play along, strumming or just, you know plucking along in key. You can do shit like that. No, no, no. This guy he figured out how to play the melody out on the fretboard, but just from his knowledge of the fretboard. And what's weird about the fiddle is the fact that, with this right here, I can jump all over the fret. Boom, boom. You know what I mean? I can hit every octave almost instantly. I can, jump all over the place. And I can pluck multiple strings at once. They call it a pinch. When you pinch your thumb and your it's really cool because once you get good at it, like I don't like start plucking and then I can add a string into the pat or into the routine. And I can I alternate my thumb between two and I can just pluck strings with my thumb uh almost totally subconscious. It's so cool to be honest. Like I love it, man. Yes. And I for like a year I practiced chromatic scales and shit too, where I just do 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 do. I mean, I had an app that showed all the different scales, chromatic scales, blues scales. And dude, I just sat there playing scales for like months at a time. I don't have the scales in front of me, or I bust them right out. But scales is basically just, it's just playing the notes individually of a chord.
Man, I'm trying to think how the fucking the end goes. Like I can almost feel it. Hmm. Hmm. Actually, I don't know if you guys have looked through my catalog of videos, but bro, I have videos of me playing this or that banjo like 15 years ago, or 12 years ago, 11 or something like that, but many, many years ago. One of the first 100 videos that I ever did. So anyway, the ones that I did. And I was learning too. It's funny because my mouth, because I was trying to concentrate. Like I'm like my holding my mouth this fucking stupid way, like while I'm trying to play this a simple song too. I tried learning Foggy Mountain Breakdown from Bonnie and Clyde. Uh, I quit playing though, before I actually got it down. I had I actually I can't find the book. So what I did was I found the PDF. I'm playing to my own. Oh, sorry about that, fellas. I didn't realize. I think. Uh, oh, okay. You really didn't hear anything at all? Oh, okay. There's the echo. Yeah. All right. All right. This is my laptop speaker or laptop microphone. That's why it sounds like shit. I think super loud.
Yeah, I just don't want to pick it up. Hang on, let me turn this shit down. I wonder, the fucker. Let's see here. I go to settings. I'm trying to make the mic as sensitive as possible, but I don't want to blow your hearing out either. There we go. That's so weird. It kind of X's some of the shit out. I guess the computer software does.
I didn't think it would give me this much shit.
I mean, it doesn't really sound.
That great, but it's like I do have one more microphone. Hang on. Why doesn't that's so weird.
think they put filters in the software. Like I add filters like so that I don't blow out your eardrums and shit. But I think there's already filters because I've turned all my shit off. And it still doesn't want it. Thinks it's background noise. That's what it is. It's fucking background. What a pain in the ass. Oh. Have something to do with this down mix. It might have something to do with the down mixing. Uh, maybe after, if it don't work after I mess with this, then I'll uh, just get to it. I think it's picking it up. Maybe not. Yeah, it fucking cuts it. That's so gay, man. Fucking bullshit. Whatever. I'll figure that shit out. I will figure it out, Jim. And I'll be better too. I sound like shit right now, and my fucking fingertips are like damn. You know, in the Beatles, when they did Twist and Shout, and John Lennon's like, I've got blisters on these fingers. Yeah, me too. That shit hurts, bro. It literally feels like squeezing down on fucking razor blades, man. It hurts so much. Like, it literally feels like fucking razor blades, dude. And my shits are so tender right now. I'm kind of amazed that that surgeon did that good of a job, bro. I could still play a fucking banjo. And I totally shattered my hand, basically. Like, shattered it, bro. Not broke it, like, shattered it, legitimately. And the dude fucking totally hooked it up, you know? Like, I can't complain, bro. I can still, like, my hand kind of looks weird if you look close. 'Cause I've had a couple people are like, man, what happened to your hand? After I knew them for a little while. But only a couple people, really observant people, more or less. But I really can't complain because it's somewhat passing and I can still play instruments. Like I can still do really technical shit. And I wasn't sure that I would be able to. I thought my hand would probably be fucked up. But you know what I was saying about fiddles? Because the fiddle, you only have the strings aren't they're not flat across. Banjos are flat across, but guitars and fiddles, the strings are curved on the neck. Because with a bow, you want to be able to hit individual strings, so they need to be curved. They need to be on a curved plane. But you can't change strings. When you have a bow, you have to you can only go one string over. See what I'm saying? Otherwise, or you'd have to, like, with one stroke, you can hit multiple strings, but you can only move one string at a time. You can get from one side of the strings to the other side, but you have to go over each individual string in between. So that limits the stuff you can do musically. Like I said, with a banjo, you can jump around and pluck and do everything you want, anything you want. With a fiddle, though, if you're playing, the bottom string, I'll just say that for brevity's sake, the bottom string, and then you need to get to the top string, it takes you like a second to do that. So all the fiddle songs, the historically fiddle songs that are written for fiddles, like that Sally Goodwin, they have that pattern of play because they're fiddle songs. There isn't a lot of jumping around. You see what I'm saying? It's very tidy. You move one string to the next. It's kind of neat. And what's crazy is the only reason why I know that shit is because I learned how to play banjo. And there's bluegrass has fiddles. And I was reading about, how banjos because guitars and fiddles have rounded frets. They I don't know if you guys know what a capo is, but it's how you change the key you're in. Instead of retuning your guitar, loosening all the strings, and then retightening them for a different key, you put a capo. It's basically anything that acts as your finger fretting straight across all the strings at the same fret. It's basically you can change your because when you string an instrument, they call it banjos are open G. So when you strum, if you don't have your hand on the fret at all and you strum, it plays a G chord. Each one of those strings is strung to uh it's each one of them is a note of the G chord. You know what I'm saying? The G chord, I think I forget. It's been a while, but it's like five or six different notes. And each string makes up one of those notes. So when you strum it without fretting, it just plays a G chord. Well, you put a capo on it, and it will change from a G chord to a C chord or whatever. And so you don't when you're not fretting. Well, banjo capos, which that's an Italian word, but they're flat because the frets are flat. Whereas I can't use a guitar capo because they're curved. It's interesting, man. And it's crazy. Music, that's not a science, my dudes. It's theory. They call it music theory because it's not a science. It's just a system for communicating music. Like it's a way to write down music so that somebody else can learn it. But they still don't understand. Like the Chinese or the Asians, they use a totally different music system. And that's just one of those things. I think our music system is superior though. We have even the Chinese know that. They teach Mozart and Beethoven in their colleges. And actually, they they teach or the Chinese, they learn Beethoven way like almost without they don't have a choice. It's kind of compulsory. Whereas here in America, nobody learns any of that shit. No, no. The Chinese Easterners value Western culture more than the West, man. Our stupid asses will straight up fucking cancel uh a composer or some shit because we don't like the cut of his jib and like condemn all of his music and shit. The Chinese, they don't give a shit about that. They understand the beauty and the excellence that was involved to make that shit, you know? And I've always respected the Chinese for that as well, too. When it comes to art, they're not slouches, man. They totally understand it, and they appreciate beauty. And it's almost like we don't really appreciate beauty anymore. Yeah, it's a shame that I couldn't get the fucking microphone to work, but anyway, for the most part, I wanted to show you guys. Yeah, I'm gonna, I might start playing it more, kind of regularly, like on the show. I really enjoy it. It's satisfying, and what's crazy, I remember when I first started playing it, I would after like I got the because at first you have to get your fingers and your muscles used to picking and used and so that they know where the strings are without you having to look. Once you get that down, that's like you have that's like a brick wall. And that's kind of how I think of learning your first musical instrument, you have to train your body how to play it physically, how to work it, how to, hit notes and fret strings. And that takes a lot of practice. It takes muscle memory. So it's just fucking drab routine over and over. I mean, and you just keep playing the same. They call it a roll when you just, like, I just play, roll my finger. They call it rolling. You pluck with your two index and your middle, and then you pluck with your thumb too. But it took me like a couple months, maybe 3 months before I even got through that wall. Like, no joke, man. No joke. I couldn't do a roll. I might be able to start one, but I would start making a hash of it within a couple seconds. And then I got it down. And once I got that down, the rest was a lot easier. It was, I could play it, I could pluck and fret. And now I just had to learn what to pluck and what to fret. But it's extremely fulfilling, man. And if I can go to the beach, I can go downtown, and bro, people will give me fucking money all night. I'm not bullshitting you either. I went to the beach one time with my banjo. My brother brought his guitar. Bro, we were at this place called Coconuts on the beach in Cocoa Beach. And I wasn't trying to make money. I walked up on the fucking boardwalk because it was on the beach and they had a badass patio. They have a badass patio. So I walk up on the boardwalk and me and my brother are playing, and all of a sudden, like 100 people swarmed me within like 10 minutes, bro. I had a massive crowd standing around me. People handed me dollar bills and shit. I'm like, what the hell's going on? They're like, oh, I've never seen anybody play a real banjo before. Like, it kind of blew my mind, like how, and that's kind of part of the reason why I picked the banjo, because everybody and their brother, which both my brothers play the guitar, but you don't ever see banjo players, fiddle players, mandolin players, uh, cello players, bass fiddle players. You don't ever see that shit. You see the rock and roll stuff, but you never see, you know, I don't like going with the crowd. Like, everybody already does that. Everybody already plays guitar. Why would I want to play the fucking guitar, man? Why would I want to sound like everybody else? And play the same tired ass fucking classic rock shit. Like, bro, I don't want to learn fucking Jimi Hendrix. I do not want to learn Jimmy Page. I do not want to learn a lot of that shit. Honestly, I don't want to learn rock and roll, but I would learn guitar just so that I could play Hank Williams Sr. and shit like that. That I probably will end up doing that. Which, speaking of that, uh, I put some of my fucking albums up on the wall. Bro, fucking unopened Hank Williams double album right there, the yellow. That's my shit right there, bro. That's that one's an Elton John. That's and then the other one, that's America with went through the desert on a horse with no name. And then Jethro Tull, Songs of the Wood. I got Heavy Horses. It's my brother's house, so I need to get that bitch back. Then we got Flowers with the Rolling Stones, of course. Gotta have Flowers. Sticky Fingers, fucking dope ass album, bro. It has a real zipper on the pants. Has a real fly. Isn't that sick though? It's like a Led Zeppelin album where it's like interactive. The one above it, that's Emotional Rescue. Fucking dope ass album, bro. Buck Owens. Fuck yes, dude. I love Buck Owens. Yeah, no, you're right. And it's not that it's so much a gift. It's that it takes a lot of focus and stick-to-itiveness. Most people haven't got that, you know? Most people, they get bored and, they want to fucking, well, I learned how to do it before TikTok, but, people, they want to fucking, they want to just stare into their fucking phone all day like a fucking sheep. See, that's just not me, man. Like, I can't stand TikTok, to be honest with you. I can't stand fucking shorts. I cannot stand that whole platform of that whole uh, uh, interface, you know, the short interface where it's like a, you know, it's cropped. You got to hold the phone upright. They're only 2 minute long shorts or 1 minute long short. Bro, there's no value or there's no substance to those stupid ass video. Like, I just, dude, I can't do it. There, I don't like it. I don't. I have never been addicted to. I've never doom scrolled. Well, maybe when shopping and shit, but I've never social media doom scrolled. I just, bro, I have absolutely no interest in fucking scrolling on my phone, bro. Like none, unless I'm shopping, like looking for, you know, a good deal or some shit. Sorry, my fucking hair is just pissing me off today. I'm thinking about cutting that shit, man. Not gonna lie, thinking about it. But yeah, I'm actually gonna get the rest of my albums back from my brother. Like, I have a fucking Grateful Dead Europe 72. Such a good album. I have a lot of good albums. And you know, it's funny, I was buying these albums when I was like 16, 20 years ago. I was buying these albums when dude, I got like ZZ Top, DeGuelo, and Tres Hombres, and like a James Gang album for like $3 for all three, bro. And they were in impeccable condition. Like 2 years later, those same records and the same quality of records, bro, they were selling for 15 bucks a pop. Because I bought them after everybody had gotten rid of their record collections. So they were selling them for pennies on eBay, man. Pennies. Straight up, bro. Pennies. And then a friend of mine, his mom had like 1,000 records, bro, 1,000 albums. And I go into his house one day, and bro, they're all just stacked up in the living room. She's throwing them out, dude. I'm like, what? This was after I'd already started my collection. I'm like, holy shit. And it's actually my older brother's friend. His mom was like a little older, or my mom's age, my parents' age. I'm like, like, are you throwing all these out? She's like, yeah, pick through them, take whatever you want, bro. She had Buffalo Springfield in there, Neil Young, and Crazy Horse, like awesome shit, dude. Awesome. She had a few Led Zeppelin albums, which I had better records, but a couple of my album covers were in shitty condition, and she had the good ones. Uh, bro, so much good shit. Several Pink Floyd albums, Bob Seger. I think she had a Molly Hatchet album too, which is a Florida band, kind of similar to Leonard Skinner. Uh, and what else did she have? She had a lot of good shit. She had a couple of Grateful Dead albums, which I love the Grateful Dead, of course. Man, I'm trying to think. Buffalo Springfield, like those ones, I was really excited about those ones, those particular ones. Uh, she had Pretenders, a lot of stuff like that. A lot of stuff that my mom, oh, Fleetwood Mac Rumors and shit. Just dope ass fucking albums, bro. Sick albums. My aunt gave me her collection. Original Pink Floyd Dark Side of the Moon with the poster in mint condition. What? Bro, from the 70s. Dude. And I got a Sergeant Pepper's from that collection. Also, Pink Floyd, The Wall, double album, mint condition. What was the other one? There was one more that was sick. Oh yeah, she had Animals and oh, Wish You Were Here. Fuck, dude, that was so. Oh, it was in mint condition too. You know, on one side the dude's on fire, and I forget what the Shine on You Crazy Diamond, Wish You Were Here, Have a Cigar. Just Welcome to the Machine, bro, bro. I think it was actually called Welcome to the Machine. It was one or the other, but it was such a good fucking album, dude. Such a good album. Kind of ran people off. I think everybody that wanted to hear about like culture shit, like just dipped. Like fuck this. We don't want to listen to this guy. But I actually do. I you know just felt like talking about that shit. Um. Oh yeah, man. Check this shit out, bro. This is some fuck shit, dude. Like, kind of genuinely scary shit, man. I'm not gonna lie. With Palantir, these fucking sick bastards, these crooks. So, yeah, that's what I did. I took presenter overlay off. Sick. The fuck? This shit. Damn it, man. I think I'm gonna be able to use the fucking presenter all of a sudden. Which is the one where it puts the shit behind me. Oh, there it is. Ah, here we go. Bet. Hell yeah. Nah, Nick isn't going live tonight, bro. He's not going live till the 27th, bro. He's he's not doing anything till the 27th, dude. My dude. Let's see here. Let us see. Yeah, I actually well, I took all this stuff down. It's an article or it's a manifesto from that cocksmoker from Palantir, the guy that runs Palantir. He put out this fucking disgusting manifesto, and bro, it just really chapped my fucking ass. Like, where does this asshole get off? Who does he think he is? Like, trying to direct culture and policy and shit. It's like, bro, you run an AI company that's trying to subjugate us. Why don't you shut your fucking mouth? Like, I'm sorry, bro. Oh, I wasn't paying attention. Oh, yeah, I wasn't paying attention to the chat at the moment. At that moment, sorry. Looking for the article. Here we go. Here we go. There you go. Good. Yeah, this fucking jerk off. Look at this fucking jackass. This guy's a scumbag, dude. Like, who do these people think they are, bro? Seriously, though, who the fuck do these people think they are? That's the wrong page. Jesus, man. Fucking up here, big time. Fucking up. Hey, god damn it. This is really annoying me. Yeah, and they're advocating for the draft and shit. Like, what the fuck, man? Where do these guys get off? Damn it. Can't seem to find the right page. The fuck? Is it? Okay, well, this one for some reason leaves out. Oh, here, okay, here it is. Okay, 22 key points. We translated Palantir a manifesto for actual human beings. So this first one, this fucking scumbag, Silicon Valley. Oh, no, it wasn't that one. It was okay, yeah, this one I put in italics. Who the limits of soft power, of soaring rhetoric alone, has been exposed. The ability of free and democratic societies to prevail requires something more than moral appeal. It requires hard power. And hard power in this century will be built on software. First off, bro, who the being that we're a democracy, what fucking right do we have to force the rest of the planet to be democracies? Like, who does this guy think we are? Like, bro, how fucking dare you say some shit like that? Oh, what the fuck did he say? He said, the limits of soft power, which means, oh, we need a military. We're gonna need to do that. Like, bro, why can't we just coexist? Is there some extenuating circumstances that I'm missing here? Where we're going to need hard power to have a democracy? Or what this guy talking about, like just straight up subjugating? bunch of people. God damn it. Really though. Stupid presenter overlay. What the fuck? My goodness. Pissing me off. Ugh. Sorry, fellas. The idea that we need hard power to force our values and way of life on other people's, that's totally fucking insane. We would only need power like that if our elites have it in their minds to enslave the entire globe. That's the only reason why anybody would be talking about hard power. You know what I'm saying? Like, as a democracy, like sometimes to force, like Vietnam, we would have had to kill every single Vietnamese in Vietnam to force to stop communism. Are we willing to just murder whole countries if they don't want to play by our rules? Like, bro, this shit is evil, man, and it's disgusting, and I cannot stand it when these sons of bitches talk like that. Like, they're so arrogant. Their hubris is out of control. And it's these stupid motherfuckers with these AI companies. Bro, these AI companies, they act like this shit is the future. It's bullshit, bro. I see their commercials for AI. They're like, "Ooh, AI, the future. You can do this." And then it shows AI taking a still photograph and making it into a video. Oh, oh man, we're in the future now. We're in the Jetsons. We can turn stationary fucking pictures into graphics and into videos. Like, bro, seriously? This is what we're spending all our money on? We're building data centers so that we can make pictures move? Like, are you fucking kidding me? We're doing all this stuff so that we can have help writing birthday cards and shit? Because so far, I have not seen any utility for AI other than writing essays and shit. Like, straight up, dude. And it's just, bro, they're like trying to get us to buy into this shit. Hasn't produced anything. They're telling, oh, this is going to be the future, blah, blah, blah. Oh, really? It's going to be the future. I think even if we have AI, it's not like we can beat North Korea. They have nuclear fucking weapons. What is your AI going to do to nuclear weapons, nigga? This is the atomic age, and it's not going anywhere anytime soon. AI doesn't mean dick. Everybody has nukes. Bro, there's a reason why Russia doesn't have AI. There's a reason why China doesn't have AI. There's a reason why South Korea, or North Korea, excuse me. There's a reason why Iran doesn't have it. It's because it's unnecessary. It's stupid. It's a fucking pipe dream that some jerk off thought up, or that people have thought up. Oh, I wish I had, you know, some way to just do all my chores for me or do all my writing. I guess it's akin to magic. I mean, it helps with a lot of things, vibe coding and shit. But like they make it seem like that we're gonna conquer the world, or if we don't do the AI, somebody else will. Okay, so let them do it. What are they gonna do with the AI? They're gonna invade us? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, this shit is totally absurd. It makes no sense. I'm tired of it. We need to push back on this bullshit because it's snake oil, bro. These motherfuckers, this is a snake oil pitch, dude. And they're trying desperately to get us to get on board, and to give them carte blanche. That's what they want. That is what they are angling for at the moment, gentlemen. They want us to say, do whatever you want. You carte blanche, blank check, do your thing. No, fuck you. That will never happen. You will have to force that on us. If we're smart, we won't let them do it. If we're smart, we will vote this shit down when the first time it comes on the ballot. These data centers, this shit is not good, bro. It's dumb. It doesn't improve anything. I mean, so far, it's been real heavy on promises and real light on utility. You know what I'm saying? I haven't seen anything that's like incredibly, impressive. I haven't seen AI do anything that I didn't learn how to do in elementary school. Like straight up, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like I've known how to write a fucking essay since elementary school. I just it's and they're eating like they're using all this electricity. Bro, they are they are fucking funneling and embezzling money from us, from repairing our infrastructure, from building new infrastructure. They are embezzling that shit to build data centers and to give these AI companies money. They haven't provided anything yet. Nobody has made any investments on this except for us. They talk this big game like, oh, we're just on the cutting edge and we're getting all these the investments from this country and that. No, man, they're getting investments from our fucking wallet, bro. Meanwhile, our roads are turning to shit. Our infrastructure is falling apart, but they're like gleefully fucking happy merchanting often at their data centers, that are obscenely loud, use up a shit ton of water. They're ugly as sin. I mean, honestly, dude, I, I see nothing but evil on the horizon. Like the way I look at it is the upsides, we don't know yet. Really. We don't know what the upsides are going to be. We don't even know if there will be upsides. You know what I'm saying? Like we just know that things are going to change. At least that's the way it looks. We're 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 taking a risk that this might be Pandora's box that we can't close. And we're taking a risk for progress and we're hoping for a world-changing technology or an amazing life-changing technology like the steam engine. But the difference is the steam engine and all those different technological advances, those were all an unmitigated good. When somebody invents the plow or the steam engine, there is no downside. It's like, holy shit, what can't we use this for? We can use this for so many different things. Bro, AI, there is a downside. Steam engines become sentient and enslave human beings. So with this AI, we're taking a risk, a positive risk and a negative risk. We're risking a Pandora's box situation like previous technologies, phones, uh, airplanes, steam engines, internal combustion engines. But we're also running the risk that this thing destroys us. This just destroys us. Like, this is a major, this is a big fucking deal. You know what I'm saying? Like, seriously. And I immediately recognize that this AI, it's not like all the other technological advances. This has a substantially more dangerous or possibly more dangerous outcome. You know, this could kill us all, possibly. Or, like a nuclear, we've all seen the movies, or it could just send us back to the Stone Age, just wipe out all of the tech and everything. But like everything is in the balance. It could be a huge dud too. But like I was saying, there's a fucking reason why China isn't like going crazy with this. Like they're investing, but we have bet the farm on AI. China and Russia and the rest of the world, they're letting us bet our farm on it. Put it that way. And I'm not so sure that it's the right choice here. I'm especially with the motherfuckers that they have doing it. They're all fucking Jays. They're all queers, man. Like, bro, Peter Thiel, Sam Altman. Like, bro, what the hell is with the J queers running all the AI shit? Excuse me. Uh, like, we need to put the kibosh on that shit, you guys. Like, disband this shit. Run these assholes out of town or out of the country or something. Because I don't want to be ruled over by fucking techno feudal lords like Peter Thiel. But also, here's some of the other points. This guy, he says, Silicon Valley owes a moral debt to the country that made its rise possible. Fact check true. The engineering elite of Silicon Valley has an affirmative obligation. Let me just go ahead and fucking pull up the full. Shit. Oh, God damn. I'm fucking up here today, guys. Sorry. I don't know what the deal. Why I'm fucking up. Anyway, the second one is we must rebel against the tyranny of the apps. It is the iPhone our greatest creative, if not crowning achievement as a civilization. The object has changed our lives, but it may also now be limiting and constraining our sense of the possible. Does anybody find that kind of odd that in this day and age, 2026, this guy's talking about the tyranny of apps? Because I was thinking about the tyranny of tyrants, the tyranny of Jays, the tyranny of evangelical Christians, the tyranny of Donald J. Trump, Donald J. Skunk, fucking scumbag. Free email is not enough. The decadence of a culture or civilization, and indeed its ruling class, will be forgiven only if that culture is capable of delivering economic growth and security for the public, which they have not done for half a damn century. They haven't done any of that. No prosperity, no security, just shit. Piss down our backs. I'm tired. Bro, I cannot wait for this fucking generation to die off, man. Huh. Bro, there'll be a cry of freedom, a shout of freedom, bro, that hasn't been heard in millennia since the Roman Empire fell. Number 5, the question is not whether AI weapons will be built. It is who will build them and for what purpose. Our adversaries will not pause to indulge in theatrical debates about the merits of developing technologies with critical military and national security applications. They will proceed. So what this guy's, if correct me if I'm wrong here, but this guy is saying, hey, just like they manufactured consent for the Cold War and every other war. Hey, there's a threat. And if you don't give us carte blanche, if you don't give us free reign and just let us do what we want, we may get defeated. We may not be the global hegemon, or our standard of living may fall. If you don't give us your safety, your sovereignty, your dignity, your rights, that other country over there, they might take it. Bro, this shit is so fucking low IQ. These cocksuckers, like, oh my God, bro. I full well plan on talking to these assholes face to face one day, or at least having a voice loud enough so that these assholes will hear. Because this shit, bro, this is going to hell, and this is not going in a good direction. It's just not. I mean, I'm only on 5. There's 22. Like, they're trying to justify us giving them unlimited fucking power. Like, bro, that's not a good start. That is not a good start, man, at all. The national service should be a universal duty. These guys talk about the draft now. Not only is this guy talking about uh us giving him carte blanche and the tyranny of apps, he's also talking about mandatory drafts. What's this? What's going on here? What the bro? Something is rotten in Denmark. We should, as a society, seriously consider moving away from an all volunteer force. I agree, actually. And only fight the next war if everyone shares in the risk and the cost. They say that, bro, but we all know that their kids won't be getting drafted. They never, since the beginning of time, elites' children do not fight in fucking wars. If they do so, they do it as a fucking officer, man. Like, I, I'm so disgusted by how stupid these bastards think we are. Like, and how arrogant. They're just scum of the lowest order. These people are fucking pawn scum, man. If I had my druthers, and these motherfuckers wouldn't, they wouldn't be, they wouldn't be fucking, I'd be stripping these assholes of everything. All their, like, everything. They would have no power after I was finished with these assholes. Oh, shit. Fucking got fluid all over the shit, so now it's all slick. Yeah, I went and bought some fluid and butane. Check this out. It's one of my pipe lighters. I'll get back in a second. I just want to. Isn't that dope? When you the thing's on the side, so when you open it, it's a pipe lighter. It's called a, Nimrod Sportsman. This is the elite version. It's like got alligator skin. It's from the '60s. Yeah, they're normally just aluminum, but I bought this one like 10 years ago on eBay because it's so sick. They're the cheaper one's called the Woodsman. It's just plain aluminum. But bro, it's a sick ass pocket pipe lighter. It's basically a Zippo, but you can totally operate it with one hand. You know, it's like a badass um hunting lighter. You know what I'm saying? Fucking sick, bro. I have another one by that company too. Company's called Nimrod. This one's the I think it's called the Admiral or the Commander, but it's also a pipe lighter. Basically, these are all made in America too, made in Cincinnati. Isn't that shit sick? That's how you light with a Zippo pipe lighter. You hold it over the bowl, and then it pulls the flame down in. Anyhow, the U.S. Marine asked for a better rifle. We should build it. And the same goes for software, bro. This is nothing but an essay trying to convince us to give them the consent to do this shit. We should, as a country, be capable of continuing a debate about the appropriateness of military action abroad while remaining unflinching in our commitment to those we have asked to step in harm's way. Okay, sure. Sure. Whatever you say, boss. I don't believe any of this shit. This is all lies, at the very least. Public servants, or number 8, public servants need to be our priests, or need not be our priests. Okay, I agree with that. Any businesses that compensated its employees in the way that the federal government compensates public servants would struggle to survive. What he's saying is they have no accountability, there's no customer service, there's no free market principles, there are no market forces acting on government public employees. So they treat us like shit because we can't fire them. And he's basically saying that needs to end. Facts. Fact check true. Number 9, we should show far more grace towards those who have subjected themselves to public life. The eradication of any space for forgiveness, a jettisoning of any tolerance for the complexities and contradictions of the human psyche may leave us with a cast of characters at the helm we will grow to regret. Yeah, we've been regretting it for the last half century because that's exactly what's happened. We're getting nothing but scum. Truly, nothing but scum. These people, they're morally they're morally they have no fucking morals. They have zero scruples. They are just in their positions to take with both hands, to screw us bend us over a barrel and raw dog us, no Vaseline. That's what they're there for. And Trump, he's just the most corrupt and the one that's doing it the hardest. You know, like the people we're getting, they have no bright ideas anymore. You know, we used to do shit, public works, like the Hoover Dam. You guys remember that? Or how about the fucking Union Pacific Railway that went from the damned East Coast to the West Coast? Why don't we have shit like that anymore? Are we just such a great people in such a great country that we did all of our inventing? You know, like it's just gonna carry us to the end of fucking time? Us as people, we don't need new roads, you see. We don't need new infrastructure. We don't need any new ideas. We don't need to streamline. We don't need to make things more efficient. We don't need to learn new ways of building, new way. Bro, we are dead, man, because of these scumbags, these cocksuckers that are in office right now. We are dead, bro. We produce nothing. We produce no ideas. And this AI is an perfect example of it. It is not an idea. Like, and it's an idea that human beings have had for thousands of years. Anybody who has ever done any tedious work has had this idea. But there's no creativity involved whatsoever. None. They're not thinking up new ways of doing anything. No. They're just tweaking algorithms and they don't even know how the shit works, man. They haven't the foggiest fucking notion of what the hell's going on in those computers. And bro, these people, they are going like if we don't throw these people out of power, bro, they're going to destroy us. They will just like when I read this and like bro, I am absolutely convinced that these sons of bitches are going to be the death of America, possibly the death of human beings. American elites, not elites all over the world. No, American elites, the Jays and the cocksuckers that are in there colluding with them in our government. Bro, at every turn, they stomp on us some more. Their jackboot comes down on our windpipe a little tighter. And I'm so fucking tired of it. And it just keeps getting more and more blatant, more and more disrespectful, even. Like the way that they just this fucking manifesto, the gall that it requires. The psycholic. I've never seen anybody write that. Or the psychologization. So fucking big. I've never actually seen that. Fuck it. I don't know. I don't think it's a word because it has little red squiggly lines underneath it, like it's not spelled right. The psychology of modern politics is leading us astray. Those who look to the political arena to nourish their soul and sense of self, who rely too heavily on their internal life, finding expression in people they may never meet, will be left disappointed. Well, no shit. You know who he's talking about there, right? Or right there. Can you guys guess? The fairer sex, of course. They treat them like celebrities and shit. You know, they live these ideologies and then wonder why they're so fucking miserable. Pity them. Our society, or number 11, our society has grown too eager to hasten and is often gleeful at the demise of its enemies. The vanquishing of an opponent is a moment to pause, not rejoice. Bro, what the hell is it? This guy's an elite. What the hell is he talking about? We don't fucking rejoice when we have to go to war. We don't, maybe he's talking about politics, but as far as I'm concerned, they're the only assholes that get to rejoice ever, ever are the elites. These guys, the ivory tower crew. Number 12, the atomic age is ending. This is bullshit. One age of deterrence. The atomic age is ending, and a new era of deterrence built on AI is set to begin. That's total horseshit. What I said about the nukes, that isn't changing anytime soon. Bro, North Korea, most like you know what? I'm willing to bet. I would stake my life on the fact that North Korea is still going to be around when the day I die. AI or no AI, They're dug in like ticks or boll weevils. They ain't get it, unless that those people rise up and knock that dictatorship or that those elites off or knock that government off, bro. That Kim regime, it's not going anywhere. AI is not going to dislodge that guy. We can't invade. There's nothing we can do. They have nuclear weapons. And yeah, AI can hack and shit, but they could just make an analog nuke. How hard would that be? Make a missile that doesn't have electron. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit isn't impossible. It is totally possible. And this guy, I guess he's high on his own supply because this is total horseshit, bro. And the atomic age, it's not over. It's not even fucking close to over. And there is no deterrence from turning a picture into a video or into a, a skit or a fucking short. That's not deterrence. And so far, that's all they've produced. They've they've managed to take photos and make them talk. They're getting way ahead of their skis here. No other country, number 13, no other country in the history of the world has advanced progressive values more than this one. Yeah, to my chagrin. The United States is far from perfect, but it is easy to forget how much more opportunity exists in this country for those who are not hereditary elites than in any other nation on the planet. I don't agree with that anymore, man. We don't have any fucking opportunity, dude. Like, I am so disgusted by our country right now. I'm so disgusted by the education system, by the way of life that they endorse. I'm so disgusted, dude. Like, I'm at the point of revolution. I would totally be down for a revolution. I honestly, I don't think it could get any worse. Maybe it could get any worse, but or could get worse. But China, they are just making us look like a bunch of morons, dude. A bunch of morons with lead plumbing or something. You know what I mean? Like, we're declining because we're eating paint chip. You know what I mean? Like, I swear, dude, it seems like we just get dumber and dumber. But that's not the case. We aren't getting dumber, or maybe we are slightly with the browns and shit. But our creativity has just disappeared. Totally disappeared, man. We don't have it anymore. We don't produce art. We don't produce music. We produce nothing, bro. We don't build items. We don't manufacture. We sell each other insurance. We, you know, we work cashiers, we sell each other insurance and hamburgers and snow cones and shit. That's what we do here in America. And we're going no and these assholes, their solution to that is to invest in more nothing AI. More nothing. And they think that you know they've just had so long they have been operating on like monopoly money and funny finances, and it's all bullshit. All of it, it's all fugazi. They're just pulling these economic financial tricks, creating bubbles, squeezing the bubble, pushing the capital around. That they're just doing a shell game, a Ponzi scheme. And they're doing the same thing with AI. I will explain that here short. Like, well, actually, what they're doing with AI is they're merging these things. We're like an AI company, they will, or even NVIDIA. What they're doing is they are buying companies. They're paying for these companies with their money. They're paying with the money. But these other AI companies, other electronics companies that don't produce anything, they're buying them. And then because they're merging with another company, their stock valuation goes up. But the company they bought has no assets. No assets. So their stock valuation goes up because money went out the door and no money came back in. That's what they're doing, guys. They're literally doing a shell game. This is, it's so corrupt, so crooked, my dudes. That, like, do you understand what I'm saying here? They are they are building this AI bubble. NVIDIA is building this bubble in such a crooked fashion, not by actually acquiring value. No, no, no. They purchase a name and then the stock market rewards them, even though they actually didn't get any value. They spent money. And somehow, like, bro, and that's why Nvidia is way up there, you know, and we have other we have history to go and look at. And you know, when the stock market crashed for the Great Depression, bro, you know, there was a stock just like Nvidia. It was called the it was radio, it was RCA. That was what caused the basically our stock market went nuts because we had just invented telephones, radios, you know what I mean? We had just invented all this stuff and the whole world was pouring their wealth into our stock market. And they were doing it on promises, on unfulfilled promises from RCA and shit, from these inventions. Bro, we ended up in the worst depression in recorded history, the worst economic depression, a depression that kicked off World War II. You know, 20 years of depression because of basically what they're doing right now. And they think they're slick, man. They're all pocketing this money, but you know, they're taking these huge risks with us, with our well-being, our funds. They're not giving us anything of value. They just keep taking our money and spending it on ideas, spending it on concepts, man. Not roads, not bridges, not dams, not fucking pipelines. Like, bro, we could Japan and in South Korea, they basically have just been destroyed by the stupid ass war because of the energy crisis. Basically, just destroyed those two countries, just fucking waylaid them, cut them off at the knees, man. Just took their fucking knees out from under them. Why have we not built a pipeline and infrastructure from Alaska and shit to the coast? Why are we not selling them their oil? Why are we not selling them their fucking oil, man? What the hell? Why does it make any sense at all? Like, bro, we could be making moves. Like I said last week, like with like the Pan American Federation. Bro, there are ideas. There are so many opportunities for progress for America. Real dollars and cents value, quality of life going up. They are absolutely uninterested in anything like that. These people, they're snake oil salesmen, man. These are flim flam dudes. They're fucking hucksters, carnival barkers. These people, they're thugs. They're fucking gypsies, jays. They're just robbing us blind, man. You know, we're like sheep, bro. And they've sheared us they've sheared, our skin is bleeding. You know what I mean? Like they've literally sheared our skin off to strip us of our wealth, to strip our nation of its wealth, of its industrial base, of its foundational structural industries. Our way of life has been hollowed out and sold off. And they just keep fucking throwing these bullshit shiny objects out, man. Basically, all of this shit that all this money they've been investing all this money and telling us how great things are for an upgraded Google. An upgraded Google search, bro. That's what all of this is about. Pretty much. As far as I've seen anyway, I haven't seen anything more impressive than that. You know, like a Google search on steroids. That's what all of this is over so far. Like this is it's so disgusting. It's so decadent and it's criminal, man. These people, like, this shit has got to be stopped and these people, they need to be punished like so hard, man, for doing this shit and for you know, and they're just desperately trying to get us to fucking they're trying to manufacture the old consent. 14. American power has made possible an extraordinarily long peace. Really, because we've had a war like every 5 years for the last century because of these assholes. Too many have forgotten or perhaps take for granted that nearly a century of some version of peace, I see, has prevailed in the world without a great power military conflict. At least 3 generations, billions of people and their children and now grandchildren have never known a world war. Yeah, but we sure as hell know wars. And we haven't known a world war. It's not because of America. You know what I'm saying? It's not because we're such benevolent people or we have such a benevolent rulers. They're scum. We haven't had a war because China doesn't want a war. You know, like China, they haven't been in a war for like 50 years, bro. Since like the 1979 dispute with Vietnam. We've been at war like since World War II. In China, they haven't been at war for 50 years. Bro, what the fuck, man? The contrast, it's evil. Bro, China, they're accomplishing things. They're reaching goals. They're creating modern marvels. They're raising their people's standard of living. When I was a kid, people still said oh, you better eat clean that plate off. There's starving kids in China. Or when I was a kid, people were they were still on the industrial rise, and people were moving from the sticks from the out in the country to the cities, where they were living in closets and shit and working this tedious slavery like jobs. Bro, it ain't like that no more. They have a booming middle class. Their middle class makes us look poor, man. This, and also I just seen some stats. This is the first time in America, at least in since the beginning of the 20th century, that all Americans didn't think they were middle class. That's been like a historical kind of uh, a historical fixture of America, that even people that are the poorest Americans still felt that they were middle class. Even the poorest, pretty much anyway. I mean, there's some people like in Kentucky and stuff, but even the poor people still feel like, and even if they aren't in the middle class, they have a decent standard of living. They're not starving, and they plan and hope to be in the middle class before they die. Right now, it's not the case anymore. I think since America's inception, we've always had a middle class. Now, or everybody across the entire spectrum considered themselves middle class until now. How it's disgusting, dude. It's disgusting. Like, they're gonna push us till we do just revolt and hang their asses, do a French Revolution, and just kill them. American power. 15. The post-war neutering of Germany. I agree with this one. The post-war neutering of Germany and Japan must be undone. Absolutely. The defanging of Germany was an overcorrection for which Europe is now paying a heavy price. Uh, a similar and highly theatrical commitment to Japanese pacifism will, if maintained, also threaten to shift the balance of power in Asia. I totally agree. Japan and Germany should have their own nukes. They're great people and great nations. Like, they're as great as we are practically, and they're like, it's like our right hand and our left hand, Germany and Japan. Like, bro, half of our wealth come from them. Shit. 16. We should applaud those who attempt to build where the market has failed to act. The culture almost snickers at Musk's interest in grand narrative. Yeah, it's true. As if billionaires ought to simply stay in their lane of enriching themselves. Any curiosity of genuine interest in the value of what he has created is essentially dismissed, or perhaps lurks from beneath a thinly veiled scorn. It's true, especially with the progressives. They used to like hail him as a great guy until he disagreed with them once or twice. Silicon Valley must play a role in addressing violent crime. Wow. Wow. I can't even believe this. Address Silicon Valley must play a role in addressing violent crime. Hmm. Really? How are they going to do that? And with what powers? You know, this whole manifesto is basically just like one long screed trying to trick and scare us into giving them carte blanche. It will be the death of us. If we do, it will be the death of us. It will be the death of this nation, probably this whole civilization. These guys are fucking morons. They can't do anything correctly. Like, what makes anybody think that they can't do small shit correctly? How are they going to do these massive civilization changing? Man, I just this kind of stuff I don't have a very rosy outlook on. Many politicians across the United States have essentially shrugged when it comes to violent crime. No, they've not essentially shrugged, they have ignored it and started letting the violent criminals out. See, we used to keep them in fucking jail. We didn't have such a New York, you could walk down the street at night in the 90s when I was a kid. Not anymore because of cocksuckers like this that wrote this fucking screed. Abandoning any serious efforts to address the problem or take on any risk with their constituencies or donors in coming up with solutions and experiments in what should be a desperate bid to save lives. No, but they're more concerned about ideology. We know how to solve these problems. We know we've done it. We know what fixes this. But guys like this, they don't want any part of it. They want coloreds to be out there stabbing poor women, poor Ukrainians in the neck, stabbing them to death, stabbing young high school kids in the fucking chest. Hey, they love it. They love it, man. And honestly, I think it's by design because it's a way to get to scare the population. It's a way to get them to just curl up into a ball, go home, stay inside their house, curl up into a ball, suck their thumb, and just pray it goes away. You know, they do shit like that. If they can demoralize a population, then they it's like a dictatorship. They can pretty much do whatever they want. If they unleash enough violence and criminality onto us, we will give them all of our rights and freedoms to make it stop, and they know that. They know that. Women especially, and absolute rightly so. You know, they are vulnerable to half the population. You know, so they kind of need safety. And these assholes, no, they won't give them safety. No, they give them death. They give them fear, anxiety on purpose so that they can get the consent to oppress us, to rape us, to bend us over a barrel, raw dog us no Vaseline. 18. The ruthless exposure of the private lives of public figures drives far too much talent away from the government. Fact check true. The public arena and the shallow and petty assaults against those who dare to do something other than enrich themselves has become so unforgiving that the republic is left with a significant roster of ineffectual, empty vessels whose ambition one would forgive if there were any genuine belief structure lurking within. Yeah, if they actually had any intention whatsoever in improving America, in improving our standard of living, in improving our future, but they don't. They do not. Number 19, the caution in public life that we unwittingly encourage is corrosive. Those who say nothing wrong often say nothing much at all. No shit, they're all stuffed shirts. We haven't had a good politician since JFK. Everybody knows it. We've had a bunch of fucking actors and shit. Bunch of scumbags. I mean, really, what this guy is saying is you need to just abolish us or come drag us out of our beds and string us up because we're the ones that I'm talking. That's who he's talking about. He's talking about himself. It's the gall, man, for real. 20. The pervasive intolerance of religious belief in certain circles must be resisted. The elite's intolerance of religious belief is perhaps one of the most telling signs that its political project constitutes a less open intellectual movement than many within it would claim. 21. Some cultures have produced vital advances, others remain dysfunctional and regressive. All cultures are now equal. Criticism and value judgments are forbidden. He's right. You can't remember oh, there are other ways of knowing, indigenous ways of knowing. No, science isn't the only way. There are other ways. Aborigines have other ways. Such a joke, man. They're not all equal. And people are coming to this conclusion on their own. They didn't need this jerk off to tell them. They're not believing the bullshit anymore. Yet this new dogma glosses over the fact that certain cultures and indeed subcultures have produced wonders. Others have proven middling and worse, regressive and harmful. Well, yeah, we're proving to be middling right now. Your stupid bullshit faggot ass AI is proven it's middling. China is literally improving their citizens' lives and actually gives a shit about their citizens' lives. And you know this because they are spending their constituents' money on infrastructure, on their constituents. They're not just spending it on war after war, on tax breaks for their billionaire buddies, on donations to a fucking rogue thug mafia state in Israel. 22. We must resist the shallow temptation of a vacant and hollow pluralism. We in America, and more broadly the West, have for the past century resisted defining national cultures in the name of inclusivity. But inclusion into what? Bro, are you kidding me? That we've been literally screaming this. White people have been, dude, Pat Buchanan was saying this shit in 1992. And assholes like this guy have been the opposition to it and have been the ones that refused, the ones that have disenfranchised all of the fucking European males in America, just totally cheated them out of job opportunities, out of familial opportunities, the opportunity to have a children, just totally cheated so many people out of this. And then they like pretend that, that they're just like innocent bystanders. They just kind of seen all this like a natural disaster. It was an act of God, if you will. Like, I'm so tired of it, man. I'm so tired of it. Scumbags, dude. These people are awful. And this Palantir and all these AI companies, bro, they are so shady and cloak and dagger. And they're not beholden to us. They're private companies. And they're out here dropping manifestos and shit telling us what direction we should be going in as Americans. What directions we should be going in, where we should be placing our value judgments. What's good and what isn't good. What we should be scared of and what we shouldn't be scared of. What we should be looking forward to and what we should be like, bro. These guys haven't the foggiest fucking notion, man. They don't know any more than we do. I mean, I'd be willing to bet my fucking life on that, dude. These people, they have I don't trust them at all. I don't believe a fucking word they say anymore. These people are fucking dumb. They are dumb, dude. And it's like they're trying to figure out how they can run this fucking country off a cliff as fast. How they can speed run that shit. These gerrymandering, all this gerrymandering they've been doing lately. It's the dumbest shit I've ever seen, man. And it's like, oh, you're gonna do that, Republic? Are you gonna do that, Democrats? Well, two can play at that game. Yeah, an eye for an eye just leaves people blind, you fucking idiots. Why don't neither of you do that? Because this is our goddamn country. Where do these people get off and just totally twisting and changing and just twisting it and deforming our country and our way of life and our government and our infrastructure, our structures, our institutions. These people are twisting it into some evil machination, some demonic, diabolical system They're gonna get theirs. The shit, it can't go on forever. You know, at some point, people are gonna have they're gonna have enough. This fucking shell game that they insist on playing. You know, a lot of people don't understand what's happening, but some of us do. And you know, we have YouTube and shit now, like the printing press. You know, the printing press came out, and all of a sudden, revolutions started popping off. All of a sudden, the nobility, their fucking heads started ending up in baskets. And that shit, they may think that those days are over, but they aren't. You see, they aren't. We're still humans. You know, like there's a reason why people's heads kept ending up in baskets because they were screwing their people for thousands of years. The people finally had a way of mass communication and they stripped those assholes of power and sent them to their maker. You know, I was thinking too, like how we're basically the most advanced civilization on that has ever been on Earth that we know of. I was thinking about it. What if that's not the case? What if what if it's like the Matrix where there's a like a routine, like a set of events that no matter what happens, what changes, because we're humans and those events are just symptoms of our own behavior, ingrained instincts and behavior. But what if there's like a series of events that just keeps cycling and repeating on loop? And right now, like, what if we're just at the end of it? Or, you know, maybe we have gotten further, maybe not, though. But who's to say that we're not just in that same loop at the moment, you know? Because, you know, like the Matrix, all of that shit, the machines knew it. And that's why they left trapdoors. That's why Neo was allowed to happen. What hadn't there been like 10 other Neos? Everything that happened in the Matrix happened like 10 times before. And they had literally planned for it. I think Neo was a creation of the machines, if I'm not mistaken. I haven't seen it in a few years. But I don't mean like it's a simulation. I just mean our behaviors, you know, like they say, history doesn't repeat itself, but it rhymes. No, what it is human beings are very particular, very, you know, we react and we behave the same always. You know, we behave the same way that people behaved a million years ago, or I mean, a millennia ago. And when the behavior is the same and the instincts are the same, the interactions with reality are going to be the same. You know, there's only going to be so many possible outcomes. You get what I'm saying here? There's only so many possible outcomes. Son of a There's only so many possible outcomes because humans are very particular. You know, we behave in the same way. And what if we're just on the end of that loop? That's what I've been thinking. Like, because I was looking at, you know, they were saying that the inevitable decline of civilizations is that they become more progressive. Uh, Monogamy, this disintegrates. Uh, Women start, become more of an active participant in society. That's the prescription that happens every time. And it just it occurred to me the other day that I'd be willing to bet that that's exactly what has happened. That maybe something caused all of the traces of past high water marks. But it strikes me that we're not any more special than any other humans. Yeah, we went to the moon. So fucking what? We don't even know if we're the first ones to go to the moon. We have no idea. We just know that we're the only ones we know of that went to the moon. But and like I talk about human intelligence, human uh, knowledge in the aggregate. I talk about that a lot. There's also events and shit like I just said, history doesn't repeat itself, but it rhymes. But no, actually, it actually does repeat itself. Things happen. Like maybe we're not looking at it from the right perspective to understand that things have happened before. Maybe we're not far enough away from it to see it. But a lot of the stuff that happens to us, like I've said before, the transgender stuff, that's happened before. All of the things that we're going through have happened before. We're not doing anything new at all. Maybe, we're a little bit more adventurous or we went to the moon. So fucking what? It's really not that big of a deal. Our civilization and our way of life and shit, it's still very much down to earth. And I'm just not really all that impressed with it anymore. Like I used to be quite impressed with everything, but it's like, we have just proven, maybe we were impressive at one point, but we aren't anymore. We aren't anymore. And I mean, I'm scared like that America just won't ever come back or won't ever be the way we won't ever be creative again. We won't ever have art again. Like, and I was thinking about this the other day. You know, back in the like right now, we have no role models. Nobody has any ambition. Nobody gets, I think I was saying this yesterday too. Nobody gets out of high school and says, you know what? I'm going to be an astronaut or I'm going to be such and such. They just get out of high school and go find some shitty job or go work for some widget factory. And in the 60s, bro, how many great bands came out of the 60s, like the Beatles, that saw another artist creating beautiful art and literally said, fuck that bullshit. I don't give a shit about school, don't care about work. I'm doing that. They step out into the world and literally blow people's minds. What the fuck happened to that? I think it was taken from us. I think these elites have deliberately and intentionally basically uh conditioned us like Pavlov's dog. They've conditioned us to think that none of that stuff is possible. That we're just regular idiots. Nobody cares what we have to say. We don't have good ideas. We could never invent anything, world changing. We're just, regular fucking dumbass, white Americans or Europeans. You know what I mean? That's the way, that's the attitude of America, man. And if we can't change that, we're fucking done, dude. We will never reach the high water mark or even get we're on the decline to never return. Unless we can change that shit. We're never going to be back at these heights. You know, I like they did the thing around the moon, bro. I just don't. To me, I'd be willing to bet it's probably like the last time that we even do anything like that. That we even go out into space. The only person that actually does anything worth a shit is Elon Musk, and everybody drags him down, rakes him over the coals. You know, they've turned this goddamn society into a bucket of crabs. It's like the colored community. It's a bucket of crabs, man. You come out with an idea, you're dragged for it, bashed, attacked, destroyed. You want to make change, you want to change, you want to inspire people, you want to do something great. You're fucking dragged, you're raked over the coals, you're discouraged, you're destroyed. That Nick Shirley kid, destroyed, bro. Like they tried anyway. He had to disappear to get them to leave him alone. So many people have such a sweetheart grift. Like California, they're trying to ban investigative journalism because they have a sweetheart grift. They're pissing our dollars down the drain and devaluing them, pissing them away. And they don't want anybody to come get in between them and their grift. Like, bro, we are so sick, man. We are so fucking sick as a society. But thankfully, I'm not the only one that sees it. There are other people that see it. I've seen a couple just in the last couple days, people pointing out how low we've fallen or how far we've fallen. But not only that, but also how far we've fallen, but how little we produce, how no new ideas are brought to the fore. You know, the only ideas that are brought up are like bullshit trains in California, Hyperloop, you know, like basically grifts, ways for these politicians to pay off, give their friends money and steal, embezzle. That's the only projects, the only ideas that pop up. Projects that will never amount to dick and that they can embezzle billions and billions and billions of dollars with. Nothing that will ever benefit us. The only thing that they do is tear shit down. They will blow up dams. They will destroy infrastructure that was built in a great in a more industrious and greater and just a straight up better time, like Gavin Newsom blowing up fucking dams and shit. They will destroy the things that our ancestors and our uh, countrymen of eras past have bequeathed us. They will destroy that. Meanwhile, they will steal the fucking money meant to build stuff like that, infrastructure and public works. It is so, it begs destruction. This whole fucking nation, this whole country, this whole society, this whole civilization, it fucking begs destruction. And I mean, like, I sure, honestly, all my money is on when the elites or when the boomers kick off, that will be our opportunity because I think they're holding us down. But I could be wrong, man. I could be way off here. But I mean, I just feel like, man, everything they do hurts us. Everything. What they teach us, what they have put out in media, the laws they pass, the arguments they have in Congress. I mean, it's all just it just hurts us. It just decreases our standard of living. It just decreases the value of the money we have. And we're just a buffet that they are just almost finished with. You know what I mean? Like we're like a pig carcass, you know, or something that's been cooked barbecued underground, and they're just picking the scraps clean. And they're not, you know, it used to be you could do that, but you had to instill the values and the American values and the get up and go and the tenacity and the drive, you know, the attitude. You had to instill that. You had to make sure that the core of the American uh ethos was intact. Like now we're in we're all of our money gets spent on these exquisite weapon systems. Meanwhile, Iran kicks our ass by using our own strategy against us. Whatever happened to the World War II strategy where okay, Japan and Germany, you can go ahead and build your sick ass tanks. Go ahead and build your super high tech jet airplanes. You know, it's not going to make a difference because we're just going to beat you to death with the sheer volume that we're going to produce. And the stuff that we produce, it's just going to work. It's not going to have the bells and whistles, but it's going to get the job done. And it's going to be easily maintained. You know, it's going to be easy to use. And we're going to crush you under that. And we did. And that's how we made our fucking bones, man. Was just producing production. Bro, they just threw that out the window, gave it to other countries, gave it away, man. And then they start investing in their buddies' companies, Lockheed and shit, ordering the stupidest weaponry. You know, these stupid ass aircraft carriers. Like, bro, what the fuck, man? Dude, did y'all not learn the lesson? Like, we taught the world a lesson about war, only to literally throw that fucking lesson plan into the garbage after everybody else imbibed it. It just totally oh, you know, that worked for that one time, but you know, I think we'd be much better off with you know, with $30 million Predator drones and THAAD missiles and the Iron Dome and interceptors. Like, dude, it's all bullshit, man. It's just more shell games. Just more shell games. More ways that they can bilk the shit out of us. You know, spend some of our money on bullshit and then send the rest out. Like that's what they're doing in Ukraine. I mean, and our ass is showing right now because you see in Ukraine, bro, the Ukrainians, they're out there literally inventing the new weapons of war along with Iran. And they've been doing it for like 5 years. We're just copying them. We're like, and we just started copying them. Like we haven't, how is it that these assholes don't have drone swarms and shit? Like, we're fucking doomed, man. I honestly, bro, I'm like everything, I guess, just came down on me all at once. You know, I mean, I don't really think we're doomed, but it's just like, fuck, man, we have a massive mountain to climb, bro. We have a fucking Mount Everest to climb ahead of us. While we're being robbed by the fucking boomers so they can enjoy their last 10 years of retirement. You know, no tax on Social Security. We're literally going into debt so that the richest generation that has ever graced the planet can get Social Security. Does that make any fucking sense? You have a group of people that are literally putting their own grandchildren in the poorhouse so that they can go wild in their last 10 years. And that's not to say that they haven't been partying their entire lives. They were the trust no one over 30 crowd, the Woodstock crowd, the LSD crowd, the rock and roll crowd, the sex, drugs, and rock and roll. They've been partying their whole fucking lives, man. And they've managed to take advantage of the rest of the world with the elites. They all have fucking 5 properties. They're all millionaires, but for some reason, they're taxing us that don't have homes, that have no assets, no possessions. They're taking our money so that they can give it to the richest generation to have ever lived. It is so fucked, man. It's fucking depressing, man. It's incredibly depressing. It's evil. It's downright evil. I'm so disgusted with it, man. Like, fuck, dude. And it's like, as long as we're like mushrooms, bro. They feed us shit and keep us in the dark. And most people are happy to be in the dark eating shit. I mean, it's so fucking dystopian, man. Already, dude. I mean, look, you're gonna see this stuff too. I just see it a little sooner than most people, bro. Mark me. Here shortly, you'll understand. If you don't understand what I'm talking about now, or it's you know, it's kind of like all Greek. You'll understand here shortly. Just like the Iran shit. Remember how I said, oh, this has dire consequences. Like we're gonna be paying for this. This is gonna affect our quality of life. Bro, nobody said shit about that for a month. And then all of a sudden, when it looked like we really were going to lose the war, all of a sudden they're like, oh man, you know, this is going to change our way of life. Like, yeah, no shit. Anybody with fucking two brain cells to rub together could have told you that. You know, anybody with two brain cells to rub together that has time, that doesn't have to fucking work, you know? Because I would have never realized, I would have never even given a shit if I had a job at the moment. By the way, yeah, I'm going to Africa with my little brother at the end of the year. He already had planned to go to Africa at the end of the year, so I'm just gonna go with him. Like, I can't wait, bro. I'm probably gonna go to South Africa. I want to go see the Kalahari and the uh Serengeti. I gotta see the Serengeti. Like, bro. Honestly, like that's the one thing that that in Europe, that's the one thing that I like absolutely have to see before I die. Or if I don't see before I die, it will be a wasted life to my mind. Like I want to see hyenas and zebras, all that rhinos, rhinoceri and shit before they're gone, man. Lions, gazelles, you know. I want to see that shit. Thompson's gazelles and whatnot. I do. So I'm pretty stoked about that. I got to get my fucking my passport lined up. But honestly, I don't even think I'm gonna be hanging out. I don't think I'm actually gonna be with him. He's just going for a mission, and I'm going to go adventure. Like, to be honest, and whether I survive the trip or not, I'm really not even all that concerned. Like, I'm like, if I don't survive it, all right, cool. Like, to be honest with you, if you want to know the God's honest truth, because there's a risk. You go into Africa, you may end up dead. You know, you may get bit by some fucking mosquito and get malaria and die. Shit, it happens. But I'm determined. I want to go see it. I want to see it before I die. And, uh, I think it may be my only opportunity to go. I want to see, South Africa. I want to see that shit and see like, the Cape of Good Hope and, um, what is it called? Cape Town, Johannesburg. Like I have to see it, you know? Uh, so much so that I'm willing to risk my own life to see it. Some things are worth it, you know? I mean, there's nothing here in America that's worth risking your life over to see, you know? Like straight up, man. Nothing. Zero. I mean, maybe there's some stuff, some traveling that would be fun or, that might be worth it, but like, let's say I don't go to Africa. The next half of my life, the 35 years left of my life, if I just spent the next 30 years in America, I would trade those 30 or 35 years. I would trade those for like a month in Africa for sure. Because I've already spent 35 years in America, you know? And honestly, I would rather spend a month in a real, like, honest to goodness wilderness with, that kind of stuff than to spend another 35 years in America. Like, if I had to choose, if I had to choose one or the other, I would take the Africa. Well, how would you? What would do you guys have anything like that that you would pick over whatever years you have left? Yeah, also I don't have kids and shit either, so that may have something to do with it. Once people have kids, they can't consider shit like that anymore, or they won't consider shit like that anymore. But seeing as how nobody depends on me, my life is my own, and it's mine to throw away if I choose. Like I just really want to experience that shit. I mean, there's not gonna be wilderness and true, stuff like that isn't gonna be around forever. If we keep technologically progressing and modernity maintains, that shit will disappear. It will be gone. That wild, that wilderness. And we really, I mean, we have some of it in the national parks out west and shit, but like my whole life I've just desperately wanted to go to the Serengeti, like specifically the Serengeti. Like really, I that's the one place, like if I had to choose, it would be the Serengeti. I love it. I mean, it's so interesting, the circle of life that's there. It's incredibly interesting. I saved a couple. Hang on, flip some books, some things I bookmarked earlier. Oh yeah, here's that Sam Altman cocksucker. Man, this guy, I think this dude is just straight up scum, man. Straight up fucking scum. This is what this is what Sam Altman invented. This is what he invented at 19 and raised $30 million for that. Check this shit out. Oh, can you not hear it? What the fuck? The fuck? Why isn't? Hang on. Fuck. Oh, okay. I see. I didn't show it yet.
Pinching and dragging and tapping. And we can see that there are some friends down south. A friend of mine is driving across the Golden Gate Bridge. And here are some friends that are very nearby us right here. We show you where people are, what they're doing, and what cool places are around you. The orange pin up there is where I am right now, and the blue pins represent my friends. We make serendipity happen. It's amazing how often you're at a restaurant a couple of blocks away from a friend, or stuck in an airport with an old classmate and don't know about it. We'll show you that. This is the best version of Loop that we have ever made, and by far the best device we've ever had the opportunity to work with. We've developed for nearly every mobile platform out there. This one is the best and the most powerful. So James is navigating the map just like you'd expect, by pinching and dragging and tapping. And we can see that there are some friends down south. A friend of mine is driving across the Golden Gate Bridge. And here are some friends that are very nearby us right now. We can tap the map a few times to zoom in. And as we zoom in, we see that there's one friend very, very close. So we can tap on that dot, and it's Erin Easter. And she's only a few blocks away. And so we can see what she's been doing today. This is called her journal. Photos she's taken, text she's entered, all of this tied to places and shareable with any other service she'd like. And the thing in blue is a comment that her friend has left earlier today. So we can tap on that top entry that says back at the cutest little cafe. And we can tap on it again, and that photo will enlarge. So that does actually look pretty cool. And I don't have lunch plans today, so we'll see if she's free. So we can go back. I could call her, or I could text her. We integrate with the native iPhone APIs. But I'll leave a comment. And I'll say free for lunch. If she is free, then I can get directions to her in one click.
So Homeboy raised $30 million to launch that app. $30 million. For a bullshit ass map with pins on it. The guy's a J. And like I've been saying, they are told to that they can do things, that they can just do things. They are not discouraged. They are not poo-pooed. They are not attacked. When they come up with an idea, no matter how farcical, absurd, ridiculous it is, they will be given millions of dollars. At 19, they will be given millions of dollars. Like, is it becoming clear to you guys, like, that this shit, this guy isn't special. He's not smart. No, he's just got a network. He's just a part of the right network. You see what I'm saying? This country, once people, all kinds of people were like that. Before the certain group of people got a hold of this country, everybody was like that. Everybody had ideas and concepts Dude, there were millions of patents taken out in like in the 20s and 30s. This guy, he's not that bright. He's an idiot. Like this is dumb shit.
And one line of
and he looks like a total moron. And this guy, that he's been given millions and millions and millions of dollars. I don't see anything that deserves to be given a 19-year-old to be given $30 million. I had as good ideas as that at 19. Like I'm trying to show you guys that the shit is rigged, man. And it's not rigged in the way that it's like constrained. There's nothing. No, they have rigged it by instilling like regressive values, constraining values. They have killed off those explorer, adventurer seeking values that made America great. They've killed them off, and they only nurture them and care for they only care for those values when they're when they're uh uh when they're shown, or they're you know when the right people have them. Because I tried to get investment for a lot of things, bro, because I'm a white man. I couldn't get it from the government, from nobody. But this guy can get 30. I mean, bro, it's so crooked, it's so rigged. It's all a fucking magic show. It's all a puppet show, bro. Like, I'm so fucking dejected, man. Because I just keep seeing one example after another example of how fucked this system is, and the mind fuck that they've done to us. It took me half my life to come to these realizations. Half my fucking life, man. Because they had the propaganda, the fucking bullshit that they fill your head with for the first 20 years. You have to literally unlearn that shit before you can actually do anything worth a shit. And the whole point is they don't want you to do that stuff. They want your ass to just go sit in a fucking office cubicle, shut the fuck up, and push your paper. Do what you're told. Like, honestly, bro, they can keep all this AI shit. They can have their iPhones. They can have all that shit back, if it means that we don't have to be ruled by these fucking scum. This group of people. Like, honestly, they can have it all back, man, because it hasn't made our lives better. None of this stuff is worth a fuck, man. It hasn't made our lives better. It's made our lives decidedly worse. Decidedly worse. And they come up with new shit, and they think that we're like supposed to jump for joy because they came up with more bullshit that's going to make our lives worse. I'm fucking tired of it, man. Like, all of it. It seems like a good thing at first, but sooner or later, we come around to the ugly truth that no, it has made our life worse. It has made us more miserable. I mean, it's like, on a long enough scale of time, that is the deal. That is how it goes, man. Everything. We can't have nice things. These fucking pieces of shit, man. Like, and we can't get away from them because these are human flaws. I don't know, maybe we'll fix it. Who knows? They were able to start America. The Chinese are doing pretty good. I mean, obviously there's a way through, but it's like, I'm just kind of frustrated, man, that it's like, I guess I'm the only person that sees this stuff, and I'm the only person, or maybe I'm crazy. I don't know, but it just really pisses me off, like how everything is falling apart around me. Like, everything. I'm talking about the country and shit. It's all crumbling, like, right before my eyes. In the last decade, in my lifetime, I've watched, our quality of life get whacked in half, like in half. It's just disgusting. It's dejecting, demoralizing, and they have no fucking intention. They don't show an inclination or a willingness to even listen to our grievances or even try to fix it. Nope. They just, oh, we need to hurry up and show them the next shiny object, so they stop so they stop asking. They stop talking about this stuff. I'm fucking tired of it. So goddamn tired of it. And you know, like they make the laws so that white men don't have opportunities. You know, maybe if that they hadn't done that, maybe I could have, you know, gotten someplace worth of shit before now, you know. As it is though, right now I'm doing the work to get there. But maybe if all this bullshit DEI stuff hadn't happened, maybe I would already be there and there would be, you know, changes would be being made. But you know, I am heartened by I see other guys my age, like commenters and stuff, pundits. I've seen a couple pundits that are like me, thinking about new ideas, how we could raise our standard of living, raise the Western Hemisphere standard of living, you know, create jobs, create like something, create value, because they aren't doing it and they haven't done it for fucking 50, 60 years. And I hear what you're saying there, uh, citrus. But the thing is what you said, that kind of, because what I was saying before, they've been partying their entire lives. Their entire lives have been a party compared to the generations before and the generations after. They have not really had to work hard. Uh, they all own assets, 5 fucking houses and shit. The ones that didn't get that, or you know, anybody with 2 brain cells to rub together has way more wealth than people my age or people in Gen X. And the people that don't have 2 brains, they're already dead. They already died out. They own all the assets, they have all the money. And you know, I get it. Okay, yeah, their money has devalued, but still they have everything. Okay, it's not worth as much as they thought it would be, but they still have everything. They own all the houses. They have all the assets. They own the fucking stock market. And am I supposed to fucking pity them or cry for them because it's worth the value is 10% lower than they thought it was going to be? Fucking go piss up a rope with that bullshit. If I had my druthers, they would be euthanized. And I'm not even bullshitting you. I would fucking euthanize anybody over 65, including my own goddamn parents. We are suffering because of these fucking selfish scumbags. Why? Oh, I paid into social. No, you didn't pay into Social Security, asshole. There is no slush fund. You paid a tax that they took from you and immediately handed it to somebody else. They didn't put it into a bank account. They took the money from you and put it into somebody else's pocket. And that's what they're doing right now. And what I'm saying is it's wrong. They have no right to take it. Because they had houses when that shit was being taken from them. We don't. We don't even have fucking jobs. We don't have families. We have nothing. We don't have assets. We don't have fucking lives. They have everything. And they want more too. They want tax rebates and tax fucking incentives on mortgages because they own 5 fucking properties. They're the only ones that benefit from this fucking government. For the last 40 years, every time that the government talks about helping the American people, it comes as some bullshit tax incentive for rich people or people with fucking assets, people with stocks, like fucking millions of dollars of stocks, people with millions of dollars of fucking uh um fucking real estate and shit. Like, man, bro, that argument, it's not flying anymore. It ain't working not on me anyway. And I don't think it's going to work much longer. The only thing is though is that they're still a big ass generation. And they can still pretty much choose election. I mean, honestly, if they decided, they could totally turn this country into a hellscape before they go. You know, think about it. They have all this money. They live in gated communities. Well, let's say that things degrade even worse, and they get to the point where, like Venezuela, people are eating out of garbage. People are stealing, stripping copper out of fucking AC units, breaking into fucking houses and shit. What do you think the boomers are gonna do? Do you think they're just gonna let everybody steal all their shit? Or are they more likely to vote in some insanely authoritarian government that literally just fucking puts a jackboot on all of our throats just so that they can keep all their assets? Because remember, they're all living in gated communities. They could literally, oh, you see in Canada? Because that's what they're going through right now. The boomers put in authoritarian governments. Fucking that trucker rally, all those people were debanked, and anybody who donated so much as one red fucking cent to those truckers was debanked. So these boomers that I'm supposed to feel sorry for, nah, it's not going to happen. They have lived high off the hog for way more than most other generations even live. Over 65 years, they have had it they have been coasting. Not because they worked hard, but because the generations before worked hard, won a world war, and basically inherited the empire of the world. And the elites took with both hands while they, you know, and we benefited from all of that stuff. We had lots of money, lots of jobs, housing, uh, uh, everybody, even the lowliest of workers have families and houses. These people have had it so fucking good. Why? Why aren't they being told to tighten their fucking waist belts and economize? Why are we suffering for this fucking group of people who literally the Woodstock generation? These people have just done nothing but fucking living it up their whole fucking lives. And they can't be made to even tighten their fucking belts. They cannot be made to have a standard of living that's even slightly lower than they're used to. No, they're willing to fucking rob their own children and grandchildren to maintain their decadent lifestyles till they're in their grave. To me, these people, it, like I said, if I had it my way, they'd be fucking euthanized already. And they're gonna go down as a very, very selfish and evil lot of people. This, the boomers, the American boomers, they will be cursed as long as the West is around after this. Mark me. They have destroyed so much is rubble in their way. like like it's just nobody is going to. I mean, you can't tell me that they haven't had it easy. They have had it so easy. I mean, my parents, my dad doesn't even have a fucking high school diploma, and he makes more than engineers with master's degrees. Literally just walked in and got a job at a fucking at an engineering firm. He makes his six figures now and shit. And is the boss of college people with masters and doctorates and shit. That's how fucking easy it was. And like I've heard my mom say it too, like, and she regrets saying it too. Where she's like, huh, like we didn't even know what we were doing. We just kind of just smoked pot and like just hung out, like had a couple kids, and we just ended up with a house. And then as soon as I said, yeah, you had it fucking easy, she's like, what are you talking about? We struggled. I said, Mom, you literally just told me that you didn't know what you were doing, you didn't plan anything, and it just worked out. Like, oh, I caught her ass. She was like, ugh, ugh. She stormed off. I'm like, you literally just said how easy it was and how you didn't try and how it was all handed to you. And all you've done is fuck up and make mistakes, and you come out smelling like roses. These are the people that literally fucking helmed the 2008 fucking housing crisis. All these moron boomers refinancing and getting fucking $40,000 lines of credit and pissing it down the drain on fucking toys and shit. I mean, these people, man, it's just like they're like evil. They're like demons. I mean, they have caused nothing but suffering for all the generations that came after them. if you try to explain to them how they had it easy and how they don't have their money on hard work alone, which they don't. Nobody can convince me they do. We literally were the world fucking hegemon, just gained it, and did this fugazi financial shit with the petrodollar and shit. And that made it really nice to live in America. Well, and then when that shit ran out, they started selling off our fucking birthright piece by piece, selling off our industrial base, selling off our fucking jobs to other countries. And then when all the goddamn jobs were gone, then they started fucking selling out our birthright of citizenship. They just started bringing in fucking coloreds by the fucking millions. And that's not even the end of it. No. They got into they start doing this fucking Ponzi scheme shit in the stock market. Man, this shit begs destruction. Anyhow, that's it for me tonight, fellas. It's just pissing me off. Yeah. Yeah, they had a sweetheart time of it, man. Only generation ever that had a sweetheart time of life. The generations before worked their asses off so that they could have that sweetheart life, and then they spent their life literally burning it all up so that nobody else could have that sweetheart life. Fuck these people, man. Pox on them. Curse them. I mean, honestly, I hope they go straight to hell. At least most of them. Not Golden or not Goldie or the people watching. Parents. But Donald Trump and his ilk and all these motherfuckers, all these people that have been involved in this government for the last 50 years, bro, straight to fucking hell with these people. Both sides, Democrats and fucking Republicans. All these motherfuckers that sold us out, that sold our birthright piece by piece with civil rights and fucking Equality Act, GEI. No illegals on stolen land. It's a fucking joke, man. Anyway,